Mike. My name is Bree from Northland Marketing. How are you doing today? I spoke with you earlier, and as promised, here is your analysis. I wanted to get on here real quick, go through your site in this video to do an audit, and show you personally what's holding your site back from being in the top 3 on Google. I'm going to jump in and start going through what we see and where we think you can get the most value. I'm going to mainly be going over 3 things you can do today to really bring value to your company and start outranking your competitors online. The very first thing I want to go over is your website and then what we call content. When someone searches for window treatment CT, Google crawls the websites on the internet, searching and ranking the results. Google's looking for keywords and it's trying to figure out what the site should be found for. Now, when I go through your website, I see you have some great photos and a really pretty beautiful layout, but not enough content. One thing I can tell you about Google is that they love content, right? They like to see a minimum of 1,500 words on your homepage. Right? You guys have about 200 and a little under that. Adding that additional content and adding those keywords that you're trying to target would really make a difference in you being found, okay? And you can do this and it can still look beautiful. It doesn't have to be one giant paragraph, right? There's a lot of websites out there that have a ton of content and they're still well designed. And the reason for this is that Google comes in and they actually read that content. They're trying to figure out what services you offer and what areas you serve. And they find this information out by reading the content and reading those keywords. So having those keywords listed 10 to 15 times on your home page is really going to ensure that Google can find you, okay? Now let's take a look at a search for window treatment CT. We can see that they're running ads, right? Now this is called the map pack. And the top 3 listed here are the ones that receive a lot of the work because they're super easy to find and they're listed right away. The websites listed below here, these are called the organics and the same things apply. You want to be on the front page and ideally in these top 3 positions so that the most amount of people are going to find your website. Let's take a look at this first website here, okay? CT Shade and Blind. We can see that it's a nice website. Looks good. You can see they have a good amount of content on here, but if you had those 1,500 words on there, you would definitely be beating them out content-wise, right? Now let's talk about why they were listed first. This is a paid program I use to research websites called Ahrefs. I went ahead and put them into here so we can see what we're up against. Now, the second thing I want to go over is UR and DR ratings. These ratings are super important to your placement on Google. A UR rating is a trust rating, and this means how much Google trusts your website, whereas a DR rating, they show how powerful your website is in the eyes of Google. These numbers are generally raised by backlinks. We can see that they have 389 backlinks coming from 24 websites, and 9 of those are powerful websites. Now, a backlink refers to a link that's pointing back to your website. So in Google's eyes, it's kind of like a popularity contest. A good example of this would be if a blog website wrote an article about window treatment companies, and then they listed your website URL as a company they were recommending. That would count as 1 backlink. Now I want to call attention to their organic keywords. These are the keywords within the content that I was talking about before. All right, to give you an understanding, window treatment, CT. There's approximately 50 people Googling that every month, and they're in roughly first place, right? We just saw that. Okay, Connecticut Shade and Blind. Now I know that's their name. However, that's a keyword you could still rank for. There's roughly 40 people searching for that. CT Blinds, another 40 people roughly searching for that. CT Shade and Blind, again, I know that's their name, but there's another 20 people searching for that. It's generic enough. Curtain stores and CT, okay, there's 100 people roughly searching for that. Curtain CT, I mean, going and going and going. There's tons of keywords out there for this stuff, right? And it's important. You want to be in front of the most people because the more people that find your website, the more people that'll call you, and the more people that are going to request your services, right? Look at your website's ratings. Your rating is higher, which is great, but your DR rating is incredible. incredibly low. Okay, it's 0.1. You have 135 backlinks coming from 30 websites, and 19 of those are powerful. Now, that your numbers are higher than theirs in terms of backlinks, right? And what this tells me is because your DR is so low that these backlinks must be kind of spammy, okay? Or they're not powerful enough to really change this yet. I know you've only been with them for about 3 months. However, this number should absolutely not be this low, okay? If you had quality backlinks, it should be much higher. All right. Let's look at your organic keywords. We can see that they're targeting a ton of words, but not targeting a lot of the CT words. To give you an understanding, alert transitional shades. That's great. However, someone in California could be searching for this, and it might not be of use to them to find you, right? If they're looking for someone to install these and they're in California, you're not really going to be helping them. So that's not a word you want to target right off the bat. However, window treatment CT, okay, that has CT attached to it. That's an important keyword, which it says you're in approximately 6th place. So at least you're on the front page. But we have a lot of these words that have no location to them, okay? And that means they're missing a lot of those CT words we were just talking about. Okay, so here we have some of them. Again, you might be on the front page for them, but the majority of the words they're not targeting those CT words, right? They're targeting a ton of them. So trying to target those CT words and really getting those numbers up would help you get up there. And in this video, we kind of went over the main things that you would need to do. So one, your homepage would really need to have at least 1,500 words on there. 2, your UR and DR ratings and how we'd raise those numbers with backlinks. And then 3, your backlinks. So what the competition has and how we're going to beat them out by making sure you have good backlinks and showing Google you have more authority. If you implemented these strategies today, you could be on the front page of Google. I hope that this was helpful for you, and I look forward to hearing your feedback. Have a great night.